Okay. All right. So let's get started. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to CPQ Techno Hive. So guys, this is an initiative by us as part of Forsac Academy and IntelliCloud Solutions, where we want to enable our associates who are striving to get into CPQ. They are already on some different clouds and want to kind of expand their knowledge in different clouds, right? So when we are working on one cloud, right, so it so happens that we kind of tend to get engrossed in that, and at times it's like becomes difficult to understand and talk about the other clouds as well. But constantly expanding our knowledge is the aim that we have, and that is where we started this group called as, it will be a closed group which will be called as Techno Hive, where we will be connecting together, working on different type of clouds, looking at the business scenarios that those clouds cover, and and it will be kind of expanding and talking to each other, learning from each other, and growing the community here. Okay, so it's purely a community event and community activity that we have come up with, and that's where I want everyone to be equally participating in all the sessions. Be conversant about your thoughts, talk about your experiences with a particular type of a technical issue or with particular cloud that you've had, right? Or you've been working with, or you have just heard, but you have interest and you are keen to kind of get into that cloud area as a and increase your knowledge base around that, right? So that's the typical aim of this Techno Hive group. Okay. So maybe let's get started with a bit of introduction about myself, and then how we are actually going about this particular group studies. So it's more like a group study. So we will be talking to each other. Let's decide upon a time. I would love to have participation from you on in terms of that. What are the areas that you're looking for? Plus any areas that you specifically want to kind of bring it out to the community. Okay. So to get started, I am Manika Goyal, and I'm the founder of Forsac Academy and IntelliCloud Solutions, and I have 20 plus years of industry experience. And primarily, my experience lies on the telco domain and communications cloud. Plus, there have been other CRM portals as well that I have worked on. So, coming from that background, I want to kind of I wanted to start this initiative to interact with people who are like-minded like me, and are eager to learn and expand their knowledge base in there. Okay. So the target trailblazers for this group is the developers, architects, and analysts. So where they come with certain background, so that they understand the Salesforce ecosystem and basically be able to contribute in terms of, even if it's like sharing some resources around that you found out while you are studying, that's absolutely fine. And I'll be more than happy that if you come and present something about this thing, and it's not like you have to be you have to be very formal with your presentations. You can put some raw structure, talk about it, ask for some help on some key topics, key areas. So that's what the purpose of this group is, right? So today is our first session where we are doing an introduction of the program and how the program will be running about. And this is a tentative schedule that I have put down on the screen that you see on the screen. So we'll be covering multiple clouds. The sequence might go a little up and down depending on the availability of the SMEs. So it's a good platform to network, to talk to people around, and be supportive to each other in sharing your knowledge and taking it ahead, right? So 4 key areas that we intend to capture in each of these sessions. So we'll try to keep it short, from say 30 minutes to 45 minutes for every session, so that you can at least pull out that time for yourself and give it back to the team take it from them, learn and grow, right? So the 4 key topics that we cover in each session would be what is the architecture of that cloud or that particular CPQ that we're talking about. What are the features that are supported? So anything specific that stands out from the other clouds or other CPQs, that's more than welcome. Common issues and challenges. So from your hands-on experience, from your current experience on your projects, were there any challenges that you faced while working on those clouds or CPQs, and how did you resolve it, right? And what are the other set of common issues? Like, for example, in Comms Cloud, I would say the complexity of the product is high, the complexity of the pricing is high. So that's where those are like common issues and challenges that we face, right? So, but how do we overcome it? It could be simple answers like by educating the um, business group for simplifying the processes, or looking at a common set of functionalities that how we can resolve these things, right? So these are the primary things that we are looking at from this group perspective, right? So and yes, the best practices is something that comes straight to my mind when we are talking about any cloud, because definitely you need to adhere to certain best practices which are not just for the Salesforce but also for those clouds, right? So say again, I mean, I'll go back to Comms Cloud. So there we like to keep things simple so that we are able to accommodate the future integrations and future implementations, because it tends to get very complex. It tends to keep on changing, right? So that's what the best practices are all about. So let's kind of try to list them down. And what we will be doing is basically, I'll just show you quickly. Yeah. So this is how basically we'll do the execution, that we'll define. So we have defined the goals and objectives of the group. We have seen the schedule. We have seen the topics which are there. There are few set of topics which I already have the mentors on already assigned. So, but more than happy to take it from you to understand that what are the topics that you want to cover, and we can kind of align the schedule accordingly. So every week we'll meet for 30 to 45 minutes and talk about those. Okay. And we'll track the progress, that how we are actually going about it. So for that purpose, what I have done is actually I have created a drive folder here, CPQ Techno Hive. I'll paste the link in the group so that everyone can have access to it. And we'll be keeping the documents in this kind of a format where we can just copy paste whatever we have done, or we have prepared ourselves. So we can prepare it in this format if we are preparing certain features. If there are any links that we want to publish, we can put in here as part of the important links and resources, a high level architecture, what that particular cloud or CPQ covers, what are the case studies from our hands-on experiences, and any best practices that we want to cover there. So week-wise, we'll create this particular template, and that's how we go about it, okay? And other thing important is that we have a Slack channel for this as well. So let me paste, I think for the Slack channel, I had pasted the link, but let me just paste the Google Drive link for the documents here. And then for the Slack link as well, I'll just put the link as well here again. So anytime, anything that you want, you can just simply put your queries on the Slack channel if you're facing any issues while you are executing your tasks. So basically, the aim is that we all should benefit from each other. And at any point in time, if you're working on a certain cloud where you need some expertise and some help, you can put on these channels to ask your queries about, and that's where you get the benefit. Okay. So to all the group members, basically the benefits that this study group will carry forward is the shared knowledge that we have. It is easier to retain when you're learning in a group. So it's a group activity. And there will be different study techniques, each one. So I study maybe I prefer to study in the nights rather than in the mornings. I prefer to make notes in a specific manner, but you may prefer to make it in some other manner. but and then you relate differently, right? So that's where it becomes like, I'm able to grasp more. Probably I'll try to adopt some good practices from you, and then in turn maybe you might like something from me. So that's where it actually goes about. Definitely motivation, accountability, because we are all working together, we are a group here. Then problem solving, hands-on experiences, best practices, and yes, in turn it helps you do some sort of certification prep as well, right? Because this will be driven towards understanding the entire cloud periphery, and helps you with correlating the case studies around that. Okay, so that's what the benefit actually you get, and I also get along with when I'm part of this group, and more than happy to contribute and reach out to you with any resources that I can kind of arrange for you. Plus, in return, I would expect the same, right? So that's the bit about this particular study group. So from the next, we can see, um, if you can put in the chat or the Q&A section, right? So uh, shall we do it on Friday evenings? I mean, I'm suggesting Friday evenings because Saturdays there are a lot of developer community events that happens. So sometimes there are chances that Saturday doesn't work, or we can do either in Friday evening around 7 p.m. or we can do Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. So can you put it in the Q&A, or I'll just let me put a poll around here, right, for every one of you. So what works best, basically? So put your time here. Let me just quickly put that time slot for case study, for, sorry, Techno Hive. So we can do either Friday evening, 7 p.m., or we can do Sunday morning. Because, yeah, so Saturdays are usually like a lot of events happening around there. So just put your poll there. That helps us decide the time there, right? All right. And yeah, there's one more thing that I wanted to cover here is, guys, that all the recordings of the sessions will be uploaded on this particular course. Okay. So this is what I have created for you. So you can enroll for this particular Techno Hive group, so that we can upload the recordings here, and it's available for your later reference also. So every session will be recorded for everyone's benefit and later reference. So I'll post the links again on the WhatsApp group as well, so that you can put your preferences and subscribe to different channels. So I've got one answer on Friday evening, and oh, poll is not live, is it? Okay. Sorry. Now I think the poll is live. So you can put the poll there. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. I think most of us are there for Friday evening, some Sunday, Friday evening. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's go for Friday evenings then, so that everyone is able to attend, and we have the maximum participation. See, I don't expect that there are like 100 people in the case study, in the study group. It will be a closer group, and so that everyone is kind of talking to each other here, right? So that is the reason it will go on. So for initial few sessions, I do have the mentors aligned, but please feel free to share your um, preferences there. Okay. And yeah, I'll just also put the attendance list as well, so that I have your numbers and we are able to kind of form a smaller group out there quickly. right? So let me just stop sharing my screen, and I'll just put the attendance list as well there. Right. So, guys, I'm allowing you all to talk, so you guys can also keep on talking. You can put your view forward. If you want to talk, you can unmute yourself and talk, right? And meanwhile, I'll also put the list as well. So everyone is, I've enabled everyone to talk. Okay. I'll just end the poll as well, and let me get the attendance sheet quickly. So, any queries anyone has, you can ask now. Guys, feel free to ask. This is a forum where we have to talk to each other. We should be talking to each other. And I will need just your email and phone numbers to enroll you on the learning portal as well, so that you are able to access the video recordings later as well. Okay, so let me just share this link as well quickly. Yeah, so here is the attendance sheet in the chat.